Relentless. It's not Messenger. I'm sorry. If you weren't aware, that's what the streets want you to know about this thing, and I wanted to let you know that in case you didn't. Let's just get that out of the way. With all that said, you're still going to see comments down below about that. I view Relentless a little bit differently than most, where its place is, what it does well, what it doesn't do well, what it needs, and what it overall can do. It's going to require some things, some perks, but I do enjoy this weapon, and that's for very specific reasons, and I'm going to get into range comparisons and more. This is a good weapon. It is. And with the prophecy being farmable, I wanted to get a review out. I mean, we're over the weekend here, because I imagine once this rotator's gone, the Tuesday update hits, not many are going back. So if you're farming or have farmed or have some of these in your vault, I want to talk about the possible roles with you. The direct comparison is going to be Messenger, because no one's going to let you forget that. Because sure, I have my messengers. I love them. They are very good, one of the best weapons in the game. And it even got PvE utility recently with kinetic trimmers. It's a stat monster, it stood the test of time, and it will for the foreseeable future. It is that good. I mean, 98, 100 range, lethal perks, it's adept, has the adept mods. But side note, let's also remember too, Relentless is going to have enhanced perks later on. Little small trade-off there, adept mod for one, enhanced perks for the other. Relentless comes in as Strand, and I think that's a good call. I'm okay with that. In PvE, though it's not kinetic, as you see Messenger here, it deals that 10% more kinetic damage. There's that. But with it being Strand, that allows you to utilize the Strand kit. I mean, a vessel for it, an engine. It's a specialization, right? Maybe you're on Broodweaver, whatever it is. And that could be through Unravel rounds, Sever, Tangles, and more. It adds up. Like this 1547, we now have the ticks of 1889 and Unravel spreads. So yeah, it does 10% less, but you can do a little bit more with it. So I'm okay with that as a Strand option. It comes in with a crossing over trait, and it's very interesting on this particular weapon. The top half of the magazine scales range. The first bullet is plus 10 range. The last bullet in the middle of the magazine before crossing over goes to the bottom half, it deals plus 5 range, and in between, the range is scaled. So you're always going to be getting more range. The bottom half, it starts as 1.5 and it scales up to 3% more damage. And how that equates in game is basically 5 more range, but it can also have some TTK shifts and other things. I'm going to get to it. But as a whole, crossing over in the Crucible, it extends all these weapons in this set past their intended range a little bit, and there are perks that really interact well with it, like Keep Away. Let's talk about that real quick. If you take both of these weapons with full bore ricochet range masterwork, Messenger has 11 more range, 8 more stability, 10 more handling. You're like, oh, it's over. Messenger is just, oh, so good. With crossing over, that 85 range is more so like 90, 95 range. And Keep Away crossing over is 100 range, especially when enhanced Keep Away is there. And just like Messenger, you're going to grind for rolls for Relentless if you want it. You have to get those stats, as we have for years with Messenger. The one that you have, unless you're lucky, you didn't get just the first try. There's multiple of them. So range-wise, it can hang. But then there's the whole handling and stability part. You might be wondering, okay, well, it still has the 10, 15 more stability. So far in the background, you've seen various roles, different perk combinations, but they're very specific ones. And what it boils down to, I mean, if you have a great Messenger, the end goal of Relentless probably isn't worth grinding for because it's going to take a lot. But if you do get one of these 5 out of 5s, you're going to be very happy with it. And here's what I mean. Like, first up, really, it's Zen Moment. You might have an old Messenger with Zen. If you do, I hope you didn't delete it, because Zen Moment, after they made that change, it's one of the best perks in the game. It really is. As a matter of fact, as far as dueling, I would put it in the top 3. It's not flashy, but it is duel defining. Any weapon that has it, auto rifle, sidearm, SMG, hand cannons even, but on a pulse, it's rapid firing 3 bullets out quickly, 3 hits instantly. And note, there is a percentage, it's based on a pulse burst. So 1 burst equates to about 2 stacks of Zen Moment, which is fine, a stack of times 5. Zen Moment reduces your visual recoil, your overall recoil. It appears and is more stable. But it's also grabbing flinch resistance. As you're hitting them, it's a rock. It's not moving. And that's extremely important now, hitting crits. That was a big emphasis on this sandbox. Crits do more, body shots do less. When you're landing, man, Zen Moment feels like it's cheating. It's a crazy perk. Like, I have a Zen Moment kill clip Horror's Lease. When that thing is full throttle with kill clip, it feels unbeatable. But this perk alone, Zen Moment, I mean, it pretty much negates what the stability stat says as you're landing shots. It really does. And also keep in mind, enhanced Zen Moment, once these perks can be enhanced, passively gives +5 stability. So like, it just works out, because you're then going to pair it with, let's take an example, Rapid Hit. That actually gives you stability as you're landing hits, and enhances even more. So Rapid Hit Zen, really, really good combination, a dueling combination. The goal is to get the range up. And the difference between that 85 range, max range Relentless and a 100 range Messenger is this. And keep in mind that high range on both of these is all in. that's sacrificing full bore. And in the case of Messenger, that's an adept range mod. So 100 range Messenger, the fall off is 39.95 meters. The 85 range Relentless is 38.04. So 1.9 meters, guys. 1.9. And the 85 range Relentless is actually more than that because of the origin trait. It's more like 90, 95. And if you have Keep Away, especially when Enhanced Keep Away comes out, like it matches it. It does. Plain and simple. And yeah, it's been a little bit to walk through, but it's not as far as behind as people say that it is. Like, it really isn't that much. And in the end, like, I think that Relentless does something completely different. It's just that if you get a bad range Relentless, it's immediately felt. Like, this is a 75 range Relentless, like in these two clips. I mean, it's just outside of the range of this target that I'm hitting. Like, it needs like that extra +5 range because it would have been fine. So that's where it gets really dicey with Relentless. Like, yeah, out of the gate, you need more range on it. But you do that anyway when you grind for messengers, when you grind for this tier of weapon, because you want Relentless for 4 things. Number 1, how it manipulates stability. Number 2, how it duels, and by that I mean like how it purely duels. 3, how it takes advantage of the origin trait that it has. And 4, how it interacts with Strand. So manipulating stability goes to Zen Moment. I mean, Rapid Hit partially, but Zen Moment also has that just high benefit of flinch resist. I mean, technically Rapid Hit does too, but not like Zen Moment. Ideally, you want that high range, 80 and above. The role you've been seeing is Snapshot Zen Moment. This is that 75 range one. I just needed the range masterwork to be at 85 and I would have been gold. But this one, stability stats at 59, which is actually really, really good, but most of them are going to be at 49. But whatever it is, Zen Moment just kind of takes care of that. And on mine in particular, this 19 handling that I have, that's negated by Snapshot. Like, it's aimed down sights is snappy, it feels great. It doesn't feel like a lightweight. So Snapshot Zen, actually pretty good. And what you're getting out of Relentless, not necessarily the lethality you're going to see out of a messenger. A lot of people run Kill Clip, and a lot run Head Seeker as well. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But the pure dueling is there for Relentless. Like, landing crits, get benefits. That's it. In this sandbox, that's exactly what you want. And it's a high impact 0.67 TTK, one of the fastest base primary weapon TTKs in the entire game. And it does it from a mile away, so that's always good. But when these enhanced perks come out, Enhanced Zen gives that passive +5 stability. Enhanced Keep Away gives the +15 range, which pushes it into cap. And even if it's 97, 98 range, the origin trait carries it to 100. Like, it just works. You're going to want high range Keep Away Zen, high range Rapid Hit Zen. It's going to duel well. It duels great. I do like it. Next is how it deals with Strand. And we've seen these perks already, but on this one, it's pretty cool. Like, we're talking about Slice and Hatchling here. Now, Slice, just first of all, I've stated it on other weapons in the Crucible. It's an uphill battle for your opponent if you hit them with Sever, especially because this thing can rip you apart in 0.67 with 2 bursts. So, like, that's always going to be a good, interesting thing. But what's even more interesting is Hatchling. We've seen Hatchling on other weapons. We've talked about it, but this one being a high impact, the math just works out. And in all the clips, I don't have on any fragments for the Threadlings. So they're not doing more damage. They can do more damage than this, and they're not traveling further. They can travel further. With how people are playing close together, these little guys seek out, and the damage is 36, and that's an important number. A lot of people close together. These guys seek people out. You'll be in one duel and just kind of run into your next one. All of a sudden, you'll see it kind of creeping over, and then it gets it down out of nowhere. But if they're in close proximity, that Threadling is going to drop. It's going to seek to the next person, and then you're going to start landing shots. Because these high impacts deal such heavy damage, it works out that you can 5 crit them, or even 4 crit one body, because the Threadling hits them. It's pretty cool. It's a little different. I was having a lot of fun with this roll. And then, start getting into Tangles being dropped after that, playing with the Strand kit. And when I talk about these, it's going to be a lot better on Strand. The other way that I want to talk about is how it's using that origin trait. Like, we talked about Keep Away, but the other one's going to be Head Seeker. Head Seeker is another just kind of nuts perk with the origin trait. Like, you're gonna land a body shot, it goes to the head. When that happens, you get more critical damage, you get more aim assist, and it's gonna allow for a 1 body 5 crit. But the interesting part is the dark part of the origin trait. It's making all that so much easier on any resilience level or with overshields, because that 41 per crit starts getting to 45, 46, 47. The first part of that origin trait's giving you more range, and it's helping you out. And the second part's giving more damage, and that does a little bit more for Head Seeker. It's really, really cool. I see a good weapon here, guys. I do. I just think a lot of it comes down to, it's just looking at the stats, it's not as good as Messenger. And like, yeah, that's true. But Messenger also needs certain things to become dominant. And this one just needs everything to become dominant, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a bad weapon. You're going to want high range. That way it can compete with the others. But with that said, I mean, the 37.5, it's still a good long ways away. I mean, that's going to be 75 on the range stat. That space is great for a 0.67 TTK. I mean, with these roles, I've had to navigate a little bit differently. And that's something Messenger mostly doesn't make you do. When you have Messenger, like, you feel, quote, unstoppable. You feel careless because you do have the range. You have it off the rip. With this one, you're going to have to really get the 5 out of 5. So try to get 80 or 85 on the range stat. Doesn't matter how you get there. Of course, Keep Away is goated for the cause of getting up to that 90, 95, 100. But if not, you're still going to have the origin trait, and that's going to get you to 85, 90, 95 range from there. Some of the other perks, I mean, moving target's cool, slide's cool, but really the thing about Relentless is a combination of Keep Away or Rapid Hit, and then Zen Moment, Head Seeker. Mix and matching those. And there's some Slice and Hatchling Spice in there if you want, but those perks, specifically Zen and Keep Away, negate where you think this thing is falling short. It just negates it. So if that lands with a true 5 out of 5, then gets enhanced, I think you're going to be very happy with it. It more than competes. So if you're grinding it, good luck trying to get rolls. If you grinded them the first time, check your vault, see if you have any of these. Try them out. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. My next video is going to be within the new update and the new Brave weapons, and I can't wait to get into those. I'm interested to see how some of them are going to perform. There's going to be a lot to talk about. But today, it's all about Relentless. Let's talk about it down below. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.